In our last episode of Exploring Jordan, we traveled all the way south to the southernmost part of the country and explored Wadi Rum, both by foot and by air. In today's episode, we're going to head north to the historic site of Jerash and the Ajloun Castle and immerse ourselves in three historic Jordanian time periods, the Roman, Byzantine, and Ayyubid periods. So join us in this episode of Exploring Jordan. The city of Jerash lies in a rich well-water area as opposed to other areas in Jordan. It is located along two main trade routes that go right through the main part of the city. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of habitation in Jerash as far back as 7500 BC. This settlement began to take shape as a more modern city with mostly Greek and some Nabatean influence around 330 BC. The Roman period in Jordan began in 63 BC when General Pompey occupied the regions northwest of the Nabatean kingdom. In the 1st century BC and AD, the area joined 9 other cities to form the Decapolis, 10 city-states dependent on Rome. These cities were grouped together because of their language, culture, religion, location, and political status, with each functioning autonomously. The Decapolis was a center of Hellenistic, or Greek, and Roman culture in a region which was otherwise populated by Jews, Nabateans, and Armenians. This is evident the minute you approach Jerash and are met with the beautiful Hadrian's Arch. The hippodrome, built for chariot races, was later used for gladiator fighting on the north end. Between the 6th and 8th century, this monument was used as a quarry with materials that were taken to repair the city walls.
It's like dozens of hand carvings just laying out in the field.
I probably don't know what to do with all of them.
Later, artisans reused part of the ruins as workshops. By the 8th century, this area became a massive gravesite for both the hurried that ran from the earthquakes to the victims of the plague. As we make our way north from the hippodrome, we finally come to the city's main gate.
Okay, we're at the gates of the major part of Jerash. It's just getting better and better.
It's hard to know absolute information on Jerash. The situation actually is very complicated by the fact that building materials from monuments and deserted temples were later used to build new monuments in the town. As you walk through the main gate, you'll come upon the Oval Forum. Greek religion all throughout the necropolis.
Wow, it just keeps going.
When at the turn of the 1st and 2nd centuries, the road, also known as the Cardo, was laid out on the city's north to south connection in Main Street. The challenge was to connect the sanctuary of Zeus to the Cardo. Therefore, they built this oval plaza to help with that connection.
I wonder if Jesus visited Jerash. I think if he did, this would definitely be a place for him to hang out, mingle with people.
As you head down the Cardo, you'll come to an intersection known as the South Tetrapylon. This intersects the two main streets of the city, both the Cardo and the South Decumanus. At the center stood a monument, though all that remains today are four solid pedestals embellished with little niches.
Wow.
My
Okay,
home,
tell
my
me
house.
about that again.
Yeah, this is the Queen Jerash, Queen of Roman. See the small face in the top of the column? See the small face?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Jerash Queen.
Which is this place is named after? She was Roman?
Yeah, this is a Roman, yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah, make video.
Yeah, make video.
Okay.
See the key?
Look the key.
Oh, geez.
So what he said is that it was designed that way
Why?
for a seismic
Best
alarm.
guide, madam. So this is the stone. Okay, it's Norman stone, but this is different.
Hollow, huh?
Metal. Inside we have metal. See? Okay, it's metal inside.
Okay.
Same the stone, you see in the top of the column?
Uh-huh.
This is the same the top. So this
Okay.
when happen the earthquake, the columns move, the stone collide with each other.
Oh,
And they
really?
make a noise. This is for warning alarm system.
For earthquakes.
Yeah,
So that's why that one moves a little bit.
why the column is moving.
Aurora trying to make her way down the stairs.
The majority of the Decapolis cities were affected by the general political and economic decline of the Roman Empire towards the middle of the 3rd century. This was very apparent in Jerash, where ambitious 2nd century structural plans were abandoned and the buildings left unfinished. The Roman period is considered to end with the reign of the Roman Emperor Constantine, who officially permitted and promoted Christianity in 324. Although the empire continued to be called Roman, the cultural changes that followed permitted designation of a new era, the Byzantine period.
This sort of reminds me of when we were in Romania at the
Dracula's Castle.
Yeah.
There's Lauren.
The Aljoun Castle is located a bit over an hour north of Amman. According to our guide, Ajloun Castle stands on the ruins of a monastery, and its name apparently is taken from a Christian monk who lived in the monastery during the Byzantine period.
We're having a great time in this castle. Wish I would have lived here.
Right. If you lived in the Byzantine area, this would be the place to live. We are on top of some hill. I'll find out later, or I'll put it right here. But it's like not just a hill, it's almost a mountain. Like we climbed this place for a while.
Right? This is a hiking adventure in the castle.
So it was inhabited by a lot of people, but today it's inhabited by us.
A great deal of construction took place during the Byzantine period of 324 to 636 AD. All of the major cities of the Roman era continued to flourish, and the regional population boomed. As Christianity gradually became the accepted religion of the era in the 4th century, churches and chapels began to sprout up across Jordan.
So apparently this is a mosaic of the famous story of Jesus multiplying the the 2 fish and loaves for the multitude, the 5,000. So this is a church in this area, and this was built in the Byzantine area. So they were celebrating that the feeding of the 5,000 must have happened somewhere nearby here. The fish are
there's
there and there.
Wait, right here you mean?
Yeah, I'm pointing in the
right
picture.
There and there. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then the loaves of bread are on the
I
top.
got you.
So it was supposed to be 5 loaves, 2 fish.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There's one here.
Well, there's one.
The so-called Holy Wars began in 1096 AD. After they took Jerusalem, the Crusaders then centered their interest on protecting the route to Jerusalem. This prompted the Crusader King Baldwin to build a line of fortresses down the backbone of Jordan. And since Aljoun city is known for its abundance of water and strategic location on travel and trade routes, commander and nephew Izzeddin Usama built this fortress, Aljoun Castle, on the highest hill to protect the region against the Crusader attacks in 1194 AD. In 1260 AD, it was the Mongols that destroyed sections of the castle, including its battlements, but those were later restored. After so many wars and battles, it was 2 major destructive earthquakes that struck the castle in 1837 and 1927 that did the most damage.
Blake and I found it was dark, creepy stairs, but we're like, let's go for it. Okay. Looks like it goes to a
Look, there's animal bones right there.
prison.
No, kidding.
Oh dear.
It does look like it could be some kind of a prison, huh?
Yeah, it does. Can you shine your light that way? Sweet. I wouldn't want to be in this room. I don't know about you.
Oh.
Well, that's it for this episode on Jerash and the Romans, and Aljoun Castle and the Byzantine period. We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about the Jordanian history. In our next episode, we are going to see why the Byzantine period became so popular by visiting a few areas in Jordan that are so well known because of one cool guy named Jesus. So join us on our next episode of Exploring Jordan.